Deploying Power Platform solutions manually across environments is risky, time-consuming, and error-prone. I'll show a clean Azure DevOps CI/CD flow, from app registration and Power Platform setup to pipeline, configuration and real-time development to prod deployment with a real-time demo. Watch till the end to truly master reliable, repeatable deployments without guesswork. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll walk you through deploying a Power Platform solution using the Azure DevOps CI/CD pipeline, step by step from development to test, UAT, and prod. In this demo, I'll use two environments, development and prod, as this is my trial tenant. This is my development environment, and this is my prod environment. I will deploy this Copilot Studio solution using the Azure DevOps CI/CD pipeline from development environment to prod environment. In my previous video, I have shown how to deploy Power Platform solution using the Power Platform pipeline. Link is given in the description. Today, I'll show you how to automate the same deployment using the Azure DevOps pipeline. So let's get started. I'll keep this demo short, but I won't skip any important steps. At a high level, this pipeline setup has four main steps. First are the prerequisites. This covers the tools you need, Azure App Registration, configuration in the Power Platform Admin Center, and the setup in Azure DevOps. So these are the four main steps. I've already created a detailed article on my blog, which I'll refer to as we go. I'll explain the exact steps I followed, starting with the prerequisites. I've explained every step in detail in this blog article, so let's follow along using this. This is the prerequisites section. It explains the required tools and access, like having access to the Power Apps portal, Azure Portal, Azure DevOps, and installing the Power Platform build tools. For Azure DevOps, these are the four tools you'll need, right? I've already completed the prerequisites for step 1. After that, we'll go to step number 2 and configure the app registration in the Azure portal. Here I need to create app registration in Azure portal. I am inside the app registrations page. Click on the new registration. Give a meaningful name to your app. I've named it as Power Platform App Registration. Click on the register button. My app registration got created. Then copy the application client ID and tenant ID. Keep them in a notepad. These two are important and we'll need them in the next steps. Then you need to go to the API permission section. Click on the Add a Permission link. You need to go to the APIs My Organization Uses tab. Search with the text Dataverse and choose Dataverse. Next, select Delegated Permissions from Dynamics 365 and add the user underscore impersonation permission. That's it. After that, grant admin consent for your organization. Accept the admin consent confirmation by clicking Yes. After that, go to the Certificates and Secrets section and create a client secret. Click on New Client Secret. Next, add a description for your client secret. I've used Power Platform Demo here. Copy the client secret. This is very important. Once you leave this screen, you won't be able to copy it and would have to recreate it. Save this secret in a notepad along with your application client ID and tenant ID. That's it. Now we're done with step 2, creating the app registration in the Azure portal. Now, we'll move to step 3 and configure Power Platform. I'm inside the Power Platform environments list. Here, I have two environments. The personal productivity environment, which I'm using as the development environment, and prod for demo, which is the production environment. Let me configure these one by one. We'll start with the development environment first. The first step in the configuration is to create an application user. Click on the Environment Settings link. From the Settings page, go to the Users and Permissions section. Click on the Application Users link. Click on the New App User link. Copy the application client ID. Then from the Create a New App User screen, click on the Add an App link. Enter the application client ID you just copied. Select your registered Azure app. Select your business unit. Then configure security roles. Select System Administrator as the security role. Click on the Save button. Read the role assignment confirmation and click on the Save button. Then click on the Create button. That's it. My app user is now created for the development environment. Next, repeat the same process for all the target environments that will be part of the Azure DevOps pipeline. So I'll go to my another environment. This is my target environment or prod environment. Follow the same navigation. Go to the Environment Settings page. Go to the Users and Permissions section, and then click on Application Users. Click on the New App User. Enter the Azure Application Client ID. Select the app you registered in Azure App Registrations. Select your business unit, then assign security roles. Select the System Administrator role, confirm, save, and click Create. Now I'm done with Step 3, the Power Platform configuration as well. Next is the Azure DevOps configuration. This is the last step and the backbone of this whole demo, so let's focus on it carefully. Make sure your Azure DevOps organization and project are already created. This is my organization. This is my project. Watch my organization and project setup videos links in the description. Now let's start setting up the pipeline. Click on the project settings. Now I need to install the Power Platform build tools. Open the Visual Studio Marketplace portal. Search Power Platform build tools. Click on the Power Platform build tool. Click Get it free and install it for your Azure DevOps organization. Make sure your organization is selected. Note, since I've already installed this tool, I'm showing screenshots from my blog. Click on the Install button. Once this is installed successfully, you'll get this button, Proceed to Organization. Click on that. Next, we need to create a Power Platform service connection in the Azure DevOps project. Open your Azure DevOps project, go to Project Settings, and then under Pipelines, click on the Service Connections. Already, I've created these two service connections for my development and prod environments. To create a new service connection, click New Service Connection in the top right corner. Search for Power Platform. Then select Power Platform. Click on the Next button. Make sure the authentication method is set to Application ID and Client Secret. Then enter your Power Platform Development Environment URL in the Server URL field. You can get the environment URL from the Selected Environments Details page. This is my development environment URL. Then copy your selected environment URL. Paste the environment URL into Server URL. Then enter the tenant ID from the app you registered in Azure in Step 2. Here's my tenant ID. Copy it and paste it into the tenant ID field for your service connection. Similarly, copy the application client ID and paste it into the application ID field for your service connection. Then you need to pass client secret. Now, let me copy the client secret I generated earlier and paste it into the client secret field. Name your service connection clearly. Add development, test, UAT, or prod for easy management. Make sure the Grant Access Permission to All Pipelines checkbox is selected. Then save it. This is how I created the service connection for my development environment. Repeat the same process for the remaining environments that will participate in the pipeline deployment. The only difference is to use each environment's URL. In the server URL field, and name the service connection according to the environment. That's it. For example, this is my production environment URL. I'll copy it and paste it into the server URL field for the prod service connection. Then name your service connection accordingly. Repeat the same process for all your target environments. For this demo, I've created two service connections, one for development and one for production, since my trial tenant has only these two environments. In your Azure DevOps project, go to Repos, click Initialize, choose Git as the version control. Add a README and click Initialize. I have already created this Power Platform project repository. To create a new repo, click on the Create button from the top right corner. Give a meaningful name to your project repository. Make sure Add a README is selected and set .gitignore to none. Click on the Create button. That's about the project repository configuration. The next, and most important, step is to configure the pipeline for your Power Platform deployment. You need to go to the Pipeline section. Already I've created, configured, and successfully run this pipeline. To create a new pipeline, click on the New Pipeline button. Choose Azure Repos Git as the code source. Then select your Power Platform project repository. Then click on the Starter Pipeline. An Azure Pipelines.yaml template is created automatically. You need to customize it with your own settings. This step is very important. Make sure to use your actual configuration. Here, we configure the trigger, solution export and import tasks, service connections, and environment-specific parameters. These are the core parts of the pipeline. I'm using a self-hosted agent pool, not the default Azure-hosted one. Watch my previous video on how to create and configure a self-hosted agent pool and run your pipeline from your local machine. Let me go to my blog article where you can download the pipeline template and use it as is. You just need to update the parameters for your environments. I've designed these templates for common scenarios. Just download and use them. Use this template if you have only 2 environments, development and prod. Use this template if you have dev, test, UAT, and prod environments. Let me open this file. This is a fully parameterized template for development to prod deployment. You can use this template as is for development to prod setups. Just update the parameter values. I've set the agent pool to Global SP Self-Hosted. Next, update the solution name, artifact name, and the service connection names for development and production environments. Let me open the other file. This file deploys your Power Platform solution from development to test, UAT, and prod. You can use this file as is to deploy your Power Platform solution from dev to test, UAT, and prod. You just need to update your parameters in the parameters section. The third file is the one I'm using in the demo, with configure parameters. Quick disclaimer, always test this in a trial or test environment before using it in production. Let me open my existing pipeline, which I already successfully run. And let me explain it. I'm using a self-hosted agent. For Azure-hosted agents, leave the pool name and VM image unchanged. This is my Power Platform solution name. This is my artifact name. This is my service connection. For the development environment, this is my service connection for the prod environment. These are the only parameters I've configured. That's it. This pipeline exports the solution from development, unpacks it, and publishes it as an artifact. Then it downloads the artifact and imports it into prod using the respective service connections. It's a simple, end-to-end development to prod deployment. Let's run this pipeline again. Select the branch and run the pipeline. This takes a couple of minutes to complete. The configuration is complete, and I've already tested this pipeline. It ran successfully. For your reference, I'm running it again. Let's check the status. The export from development environment is running. While running this pipeline, you might encounter a few issues. I've explained them along with the fixes in detail on my blog. While the pipeline is running, let me explain the other key aspects of the setup. This table lists the pipeline configuration parameters. You can refer to it while setting up your pipeline using the template I've shown. This table shows the end-to-end Power Platform CI/CD flow. The solution is exported from dev, unpacked, and published as an artifact. The same artifact is then promoted through test, UAT, and finally prod, where it's imported as a managed solution. Best practice is to always export from development and Promote the same artifact. Never re-export from higher environments. I've also explained the no hosted parallelism has been purchased or granted issue along with an alternative solution. To use Azure hosted agents, submit a parallelism request to Microsoft. It may take a few hours or days to get approved. Now the pipeline's export stage has completed. Let's check the solution in the target prod environment. You can see the last operation is an import with the current date and time. We can see that the deploy to production stage has also completed. That's all for today. The blog I referred to in this video is linked in the description and pinned comment. We can also download the pipeline template file. I hope you enjoyed and found this demo useful. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. It really motivates me to create more helpful content on Power Platform, Copilot, and beyond. Before you go, make sure to watch my Power Platform solution deployment using the Power Platform CI/CD pipeline with a real-time demo and also the Copilot Studio Masterclass playlist. You'll find both at the end of the screen. Thanks for watching.